I think it's important to vote for a woman because politics is too much about from men's perspective, and of course it's important to vote for all the women and their views in the world.
I got into politics maybe when I was 15. I joined the Swedish People's Party's youth organization, and I was active for quite a few years back then, and then I've had some breaks in between because I thought I was doing too much everywhere, so I needed to have a break. And when I was asked to stand up for election, I felt really honored. And I was thinking about it the whole summer because I wasn't really sure, because it's a huge step to take. But then I thought, I have nothing to lose, and I'm young and I have a drive, and I want to be out there and make a change.
Ja tämä on se peruskysymys. Ja siis ihan yhtä lailla, jos mä annan rahaa sulle, mä en tiedä mitkä sun tulot on, mutta todennäköisesti ilahdut siitä ja keksit rahalle käyttöä ja saat sitä paljon.
This was an election debate for young candidates, young politicians on development issues, global issues, gender equality, democracy, the Millennium Development Goals. Well, we had two objectives. One was to sensitize the youth, the young candidates, on development issues, democracy issues, developing country, what's going on in different developing countries. And then the second main objective was to inform the general public, the voters, about these development questions and to keep them on the agenda before the elections. And we had 8 candidates from from all the parliamentary parties, or the youth organizations of all the parliamentary parties. So they were representing parties from the far right to the left.
How to tackle politically? I would say that, for example, Demo is a good example of work that is done where we have a great project involving women.
No niin, eli Johanna Pakkanen täällä takana.
This is a feminist discussion, like panel discussion. We want to interview feminist candidates of 5 biggest party. Why Finnish feminists should vote them. I wish to achieve that there would be some differences between candidates. Each candidate is like one person, but in Finland it still matters in which party you are in because of this way we make this election. And I'm expecting to have this like lively discussion, of course, and maybe some, well, we don't have to think about this, all the issues in the same way. We have announced about this event in many places, in website mainly, and we have also sent invitation to like email list to all the members of our publishing society and all the makers of this magazine Tulva. So there's I guess quite many journalists and quite many feminists in the audience.
This, I guess, was a one-of-a-kind opportunity to hear some views on this topic.
It was so openly about feminist issues, and it's not like you don't have to be afraid of stepping to men's toes, sort of. So that was really that you can actually speak about the important issues as you see them, and you don't have to be careful about hurting someone else's feelings because they have different views.
I haven't still decided who am I gonna vote for, but I'd really like to vote for women.
I just had a campaign event with Minister Astrid Thors, who is the Minister of European Affairs and Migration, and we organized an event together about Women's Helsinki, which concerned a lot about the history of women in Helsinki. So a lot of gender issues and how maybe history doesn't always concentrate on the women. Instead, it tends to bring up the men. So we wanted to organize this event to show that there's also other story and other side to Helsinki. Organizing and being supported by a minister feels very good and very nice. I feel very honored that Astrid here has taken me under her wing and wanting to organize events with me, and it feels like someone cares about me, who is like that an established politician shows her respect.
Well, and of course, I mean, this need for networks, as we mentioned, is important, but also because Janina is a different generation, I think it's very, very important that you know about the new ideas that the young people are coming forward with. This is a new experience. I can learn about new things, new experience through the voice of Janina. We know that the guys, they have their own networks. Even if we are a very equal society, there are associations for only men which have existed in 125 or 150 years, and still they do not allow us women in there. So we need to have other kinds of networks supporting each other.
Exactly, and I think it also works both ways. Mm-hmm. That we cooperate with each other. It helps us both, I think.
Well, I thought the theme was interesting, and it was nice to do a campaign in a way that you kind of bring up something else than actually just pure politics. It's a nice way for people who are interested in literature or culture to come along and listen, and not actually have to be to go to a straightforward political event. But I came actually to show my support for Janina and Astrid.
I became interested in politics through activist organization work. I've been active in the house squatting movement and in different organizations that work with culture and with young people and stuff. And through this I realized that I can affect the world around me. I can make a change in the city I live in. And I started to be more active in the politics circus. And I've been 2 years now in the city council of Helsinki, and there I learned that there are ways to make a difference here. And that's why I'm running for the elections. We are here trying to sell stuff that we gather for all our houses and try to get some money for the campaign because you need a lot of money for all the advertisements and stuff. And at the same time, we give out flyers and magazines to the people. And then I just try to go here and walk around. This is a good place to talk to people because everybody's in a good mood. They want to talk to you. So you get into good conversations with people. Mostly my campaign is funded. Private people give small donations. That is the main way of getting money. But then I've got something from the party, and from the party's women organization also gave me some money for the campaign. I've faced a surprisingly little challenge because I'm a woman. But I think that has to do with the way I look and the way I act because I'm a, how do you say in English, a tomboy, or how do you say, like a boy girl. So it's very hard to call me girl because it's not the first thing that comes into your mind. But in life in general, I have realized that there are a lot of challenges for women. I had a company with 3 other girls a few years ago, a TV production company, and all the other girls who were more feminine, and all of them got harassed and all of them got a lot of problems because they were women. So I think I'm an exception. Women do have problems because they are women. I have good cooperation with other women from other parties as well. There are in the city council, there are a few girls or women from the Green Party who I'm very close with, and we share the same view of the world. And we try to do as much as we can together because that's so important in politics when you find cooperation which goes over the party borders. That is the key because then you get a good big support for the cause.
I think this type of campaigning is quite fun because you meet a lot of people and you're among regular people. And on the other hand, I don't think we have too many options because I am supporting a candidate who is not very rich or so. So we actually have to collect our own money, and we have to be out on the streets and tell people about this, our candidates. If you're very rich, maybe it's enough for you to buy a page in a magazine or put out posters everywhere, but because we are not that kind of party or candidate, then we have to do this sort of work, but it's quite fun too. Yes, I could vote for a woman. I will vote for a woman, and the candidate I'm supporting is a woman, so it's natural. Here in Finland, I think we have quite close to equal shares between women and men in the parliament, but I think it's also important to keep it that way.
Now we are here in Riikka's home in Center Women's meeting, local meeting. We often meet at some of our home because it's so comfortable to be there. I'm Leena, 54-year-old, and I'm a kindergarten teacher and Master of Education. These home evenings are a very good way to campaign because we came close to these people who live far away from cities. My other methods to campaign is that I have advertising at the local press. I have Facebook site and home sites, and then I have my cards to send to the people.
Well, Greens are big supporters of public transport, and that is why in all the elections, before the elections, we have these trams going around the city so that people can get on and get off and meet candidates in the elections in these trams, and then we can discuss about different political issues, for example, transport or environmental issues or minority issues and equality issues. And it's just a way to have fun, listen to good music, and then meet new people. Well, 2 years ago when I was 25, I was asked to run for the city council. And then in those elections I was elected as the youngest member of the city council. And so while working there, I've actually discovered that you can do a lot. And that is why when I was asked to run in these elections, I said that of course I will. When you're active in the Greens, the challenges that concern gender are actually different when working in other parties, especially in the old parties. At the moment, we have a situation in the Greens that we have more female MPs or members of the parliament. We have more female city councillors, and the chairperson of the party is a woman. Most of the people that are in high places in the party are women. So at the moment, we're trying to find ways to actually encourage men and find ways to help men campaign in the Greens, because at the moment it's easier to be elected as a woman from a Green list than it is to be a man.
Well, I came to this event because I think it's important for the Greens to be shown in the city, and it's very good publicity for us, and it's fun to hang with people, from the Green Party. It's very good for the elections.
At the moment here we are in East Helsinki, Itäkeskus, and giving brochures and talking with people and just having a good time. I've been going on in many meetings and different panel discussions, seminars. It has been really wonderful, but then on the other hand, I think it's really important to be also around people, among people, where the people are. So I think the Saturday afternoon, this is a perfect place actually.
At this campaign event, we are 7 days from the elections, so the politics should be there where the people are, and we are one of the main shopping centers in the eastern part of Helsinki, and we are, of course, handing out leaflets, candies, and so on, and asking people if they want to talk about politics more, of course encouraging them to vote and to inform themselves about various candidates. And I very strongly believe, my campaign has been based on the idea that you have to take politics there where people are. So we've been in cafeterias, restaurants, open spaces. And why we have music, for instance, here is precisely because of that. I think you should somehow combine politics with things that people are probably more familiar with or are more able to communicate through.
We are just staying here among people and giving these brochures and also tickets to have a cup of coffee. We decided to campaign together because we think that we are a good couple, that she has more, she knows more about elderly people's things because she's a nurse. And I work as a social worker in church, so I know something about that. And we support each other in this campaign. And sometimes we even give people both these brochures together, so that people can decide which one they want to vote. We campaign together with all our female candidates in this party. We have had 2 events together with all of us. and then we have had some with just two of us.
We had a demonstration in which we run 10 kilometers in 1 hour because we want a minimum wage of 10 euros in hour. I'm Katri Immonen. I'm a candidate for parliament in Left Union Party.
I really like this kind of campaigning because I rather campaign for things than against things. Because it's sort of, for left parties, they're always blamed because they're always against something. And I think it's, at least for me, it feels better to do some things for something than against something.
I think this is great and fun, and we can reach people who normally don't follow our issues.
Well, this was a small event for women. So the main issue was women's equality in labour market and also in welfare state. If I think when I was beginning my political career, it's always much more difficult for women to get finance the campaign because we don't have so strong trade unions or supporters in the entrepreneurs and so the events are often much smaller and they are made different way, much more handmade. Now I have got some money from trade unions, some money from some entrepreneurs, and mainly the work is so that there is many people who are doing different works. So I don't have any big campaign or any sort of advertisement bureau who makes the material or so. They are my friends. Still. They were in the beginning and they still are. I am a woman, so my best colleagues are women and we share the same kind of life situation, and so partly the political agenda comes from the gender. I think the most important supporters in my life, in political life, they have been women.
Ihana tyttö, se voimaannuttava valokuvaus, että kun me niinku poliittisena naisena
now we are giving to people these kind of flyers, so they can read about us, what are we going to do in the parliament. And now the campaign is like closing in a few days, so we are kind of busy now. In internet, we do like these blogs where we speak with everybody from the questions from today. I have financed the campaign myself, and then there are some people who have given me a little bit money for support my campaign. We have also these True Finns women's organizations who have given every candidate like 300 euros for support the campaign. It's very nice. It's have been a big help.
I got into politics actually after I was chosen as a Refugee Lady of the Year in 2009, and nowadays in Finland we have a situation that we feel that there should be new blood, so to speak, in the parliament, because so many people have been there years and years, and I think it doesn't hurt to be young and eager, and I would hopefully humbly trying to say that even though I am young, I have lots of life experience still. I believe that we're yes, we are equal, but we are different, and we should be happy about those differences. And I don't try to make myself look better just because I'm a woman. And I don't. To some extent, I like positive discrimination, but I don't like quotas. I don't like anything. I want to be selected as me, whatever I get, because I was the most skillful, for example, in job application process, rather than because I was a woman. So this is my way of promoting gender issues, not to really point it out.
Today is election day and we're having our party's election party tonight, and it's in half an hour we will know the advance voting results, and it's going to be very exciting. I think I've done a good campaign. I've handed out almost 4,000 flyers, and I have a good feeling. At the moment we have the first advance vote results. We have 40% of them. I'm quite satisfied. I didn't know what to expect because I'm first time as a candidate, so I didn't know where I would be placed, but at the moment I'm number 8 from our party and we have 21 candidates.
Mutta juuri tämä Helsingin laskennan hitaus tuottaa epävarmuutta hieman tähän ennusteeseenkin, mutta luotamme kyllä siihen, että lähellä tuo ennuste.
We're at the Greens Awakening. We're waiting for the election results of the parliamentary election, so we're waiting.
Tuuli Kousa 2115 ääntä. Emma Kari 1458.
Well, at the moment it seems that the true Finns, the populist right is winning, and it seems that old people are winning and men are winning, so it seems that there's going to be a lot less men, a lot less women and a lot less young people in the parliament. In my personal result, it's okay. My aim was to be in the top 10 in Helsinki Greens, and I've achieved that. So in my personal campaign I can be happy, but overall it doesn't seem that it's going to be a very good result.
Well, at the moment I know that I got 512 votes in the elections, but the results will be confirmed tomorrow, so it might still change, but I'm very satisfied because that means I was 9th on our list in Helsinki in our party. So as a first-time candidate, it was a good result, and our party didn't lose any seats in the parliament either. Considering my own campaign, I think I know now what to do better next time and what works. I think it works to be out on the streets and talking to people, and maybe a larger campaign budget would be good as well, but maybe next time I have a chance to get more money because maybe people will remember me and I have to stay on top now so that I will get more votes in the next elections. But I think Facebook has had a huge role in my campaign and I think it has worked.
Well, the elections went perfectly for me, of course, because I got elected. But otherwise, it was a historical election. I mean, the voting percentage went up, and the true Finns got a really, really big win. And nothing is the same anymore in this house, or that it seems that it's like that. Well, we have one more woman than the last period, but I don't see that as a very big victory because like one more, and they say it's like historical. But I don't see it like that. But then again, I don't know if the gender is the most important question. I think when we have a lot more young people in, and we have a lot through the True Finns, we have a lot more like how do you say, common people, like single supportive mothers and poor people and working class people. So we get like the people inside, and that's good. And I think that's the biggest change. Well, I'm really happy with my campaign. I probably had the smallest budget of all the people who got in. I had only like 6,000 euros. And I'm really happy with it because we did a lot of, like volunteer work. We were just like with friends hanging out in the streets and trying to get people and finding all the ways how you can connect with people without paying money. And so, yeah, I'm quite happy with that. It's good to use all your connections you have for your formal life. I mean, all the organizations you work with, all the people, you know, I mean, call your cousin, I mean, call your childhood friend, ask them where they live, can they maybe put out some posters there where they live, and I think it comes through that.